Okay, so I made 14 layouts with the kit before I decided to call it a day. This is the first one. I called this one Dream, and I used some water-soluble oil pastels, and then everything is from the kit, the chipboard shapes and washi enamel dots. So that's that one. This next one's Scenic Route. I used all the blues on this one because it went well with the theme, which is on the train to London, and it's my boys, so blue obviously went well. I don't stick to just blue, but whilst I've got it I tend to use blue and masculine colours, and then by the end of the kit I'm doing layouts about them in pink and stuff. Doesn't really bother me. So that's that one. Little Joel all togged up. I think I made this one, it was a sketch challenge, I think, for Let's Get Sketchy. Some of these do have process videos for them as well. I did, sorry about my chair, I did colour in my Wordfetti and this wood veneer shape, but it did make it quite hard to read them, but they're nice colours and you can read it close up, so I'm not too bothered about that. And I did add the letters are from my stash on that one as well. Oops, two at once. This Beautiful Life, this one is. The title and possibly, I think this strip of washi is from my stash that I had. I think it's a Schmill Starshine maybe, but everything else is from the kit, and then I just did it on a blue background and spritzed out this, I don't know if you can see it in that light there, sorry the lighting's really funny at the moment with it being winter. And then I just added a load of the ephemera up the side for that one. I think that was a sketch challenge as well. This one I made for the Like Forever, I think it was the Throwback Thursday, is it? Because by the time I did this it was, you know, a couple of months on from the kit being out. I used texture paste, which I put on top of ink spray, which meant that it kind of took on some of the colour in the background, so it changed from a little bit of a hue of blue and green into blue. Sorry, tongue-tied. I embossed these with some gold glitter there, and I think I do have a video of this one as well. I don't know if you can see it shining. I think I have a video of the process of this one as well. That was Little Darling. This one I decided to do some tearing on my papers, and I did this background and I didn't want to cover it up too much, so I did end up sort of pulling the whole thing down a bit so that this bit still showed through. I really like the effect of this. I want to try that again, if I can remember which colours I used. I used these from the kit to create my title for this one, and then I used some of the tags and the Wordfetti there, and some other wooden pieces here and there. By this point I was starting to run a little bit low on paper. I think this one was another sketch, or I think it was a sketch. It could have been a scrap lift challenge that I think might have actually been on the Facebook page. I'll leave links below to Like Forever if you want to go and check them out. For this one I cut the little ducks with my die cutting machine, and pretty much everything is from the kit. I made this using the stamp that came in the kit. I'm sorry, I can't seem to get a good light on it. There, that little bird is made just with an epoxy sticker over the top of it, stamped out, coloured, glittered, and then epoxy sticker, so it's a shimmery sort of flare. And Oh, and the letters there from my stash, just these ones here, but everything else I believe is from the kit. And then I just did some stitching as well. This one I was using up lots of little strips where I trimmed things down and then trimmed them down again, so I had loads of bits and bobs. So what I did was I added lots of layers of paper, I also added layers of washi in between, added texture paste on top of that and splatters on top of that, so I've got this really, really textured bit down the side. I think I might have a process video for this. I have process videos for some. If you look down my channel, you'll be able to see which ones I did have videos for. With these I cut out the hearts, cut these out of my cutting machine, the stems, and added some gold embossing powder to them, and then I grounded them onto little pieces of washi along with the bird, and that's about it for that one. This one again I used a cut file here for the hearts and just backed my scraps of paper to that. I used some thickers from my stash which I coloured in navy blue so that they matched in with the colours in the papers. I added a few enamel dots and 2 of my homemade flares at the top and bottom. And I took the pin off the paperclip type thing embellishment and just used the heart from that as well. So that's that one. This one was a challenge where you were only allowed to use 4 inches off your page. I don't particularly like it, but I'd like to try doing this again, but with a less strict straight line down the side, and maybe have it a bit more interesting and more layers, more embellishments on it, because I do like the idea of having a ton of space. I'm just not very good at it, but we have to try these things to broaden our style, I guess. But it's another one done. It's another memory recorded, so that's this one. I'm sorry, I'm not getting very good lighting today, but it'll improve as we get further into the year, or I get better lighting in the room. Okay, this one was made using a stencil that I rubbed water-soluble pastels through, and then I also added extra definition with these lines that go through it all, and some splatters, and then it's just lots of scraps off the pattern papers to use them up. Obviously I didn't have much, so it's sort of just layered, and there's a big gap in the middle, there's no paper underneath, it just looks like there is. I used up some of my stickers on this as well, and some of these little sequin puffy stickers, which I didn't really use up. I think it's just when you've got so much stuff you don't realise what you've got until you get to the end and you think, oh, I've hardly used them. And then I used my titles from a stash as well there. That's that one. This one is made using a stencil and then smushing the stencil down on the reverse so that you get the sort of reverse off the stencil rather than the design within it, and then I just layered my layout on top of that. This one was Joel going to Thomasland, so I just wanted to do a quick picture of that. It's just him on a little train, so there's no real background to it, but I still wanted to put it in there because it looks cute in his little shirt. So that's why I've used these travel ones, because he was on a trip to Thomasland, and so I got to use up them puffy stickers there. And second to last, I believe, yep, this was just a picture when we were out for dinner, and I wanted to make use of this paper because I love these ones. You get them quite often. I find in kits of different designs where you can just cut them out on funny angles and create a interesting effect. And then I wanted to put this banner across it to just link the two areas together in a way, I guess. And I've just used up some of my Wordfetti, my faux enamel shapes that I made. And then I think I initially wanted to use this one because of the Let's Eat, to use that up. So that's that one. Oh, and that is migrated from there. Bing! There we go. So that's that one, Noms with Mana. And finally, I noticed I had loads of these paper clips and to-do and planner and things related stuff. And I do actually have a planner, and I make charms for my little Etsy shop. So I thought I may as well do a layout about that to record it. So I've used lots of the paper clips, the little planner related bits on there. And then I think I did follow a sketch for this one as well. I do like to follow sketches. If I feel a bit stuck or I'm running out of paper, then quite often a sketch will really utilise your tiny scraps, and it sort of kickstart you for the day as well if you want to have a day of scrapping, I think. So that's that one. And the Planner Nerd is a cut file from the Silhouette store as well. And there are my little charms that I sell on Etsy there. So that was just to record that. And that's the last one. So that is all the layouts that I made. And I will see you again, hopefully, for a process video next. I'm now into my October kit, finally. So I'll be making some videos using that. So thanks for joining me. If you'd like to subscribe, that would be great. I'm a little bit rusty, I know, a little bit waffly. Hopefully I'll get in the swing of things again soon. So thanks for joining me. Bye.